Hey everyone, meteorologist Helen Holtz here. I'm going to give you an update on Hurricane Florence. I'll wait for a few people to join in as that's kind of what everybody is talking about. So I'm just going to wait for some of you folks to join in. Hopefully you had a great Monday. It's been quiet around here, so that's good news. Hello everyone. Hi. Thanks for joining in. Just gonna wait just a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds, we'll say. Don't want you to wait too long. I know you got stuff to do. Alrighty, so I got some people in. So, Hurricane Florence. Not looking too good. Let's just be honest. The next few days, as you're kind of getting ready for things, it should be quiet. Around here, Tuesday and Wednesday, you're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, just a small chance for, a few pop-up showers in the afternoon, kind of typical late summer weather. Now, Thursday and Friday is looking like the time frame for Florence if it were to hit us, which there are growing signs that we could be seeing a landfalling major hurricane as we go into Thursday and Friday. Conditions will be going downhill as we go into Thursday, and there is still some uncertainty in the track. I want to reiterate that there's still going to be changes as we go into the next few days, kind of pinpointing exactly where it's going to make landfall. There are some models saying, hey, it's going to make landfall over towards the Outer Banks and kind of circle around and meander off our coast through the weekend and then move further inland. So that's one scenario. One model suggests it's just going to be doing a direct hit near the Wilmington area, stall out inland over near Raleigh, Greensboro, and just dump rain for a few days. So where the models are going, either way you look at it, like I said, not looking good. So we'll look at point this around and show you some of the different graphics to kind of depict the scene that we'll be looking at. So the weather headlines, next few days, it's going to be quiet. Conditions going downhill Thursday, and then again, there is some uncertainty in the track. So let's look at the tropical satellite. This is Florence right here, a very healthy Category 4 hurricane. You can easily see the eye if I zoom in and show you. This is a well-defined major hurricane. The red showing the very deep convection circling around this. So as we go into the next few days, this is the last update as of 5 o'clock with winds 140 miles per hour moving west-northwest at 13 miles per hour. Watch as we extend this into Tuesday. It strengthens even more to 155. This is barely below the threshold for a Cat 5. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we see this strengthen to a Cat 5. As we continue into Wednesday, we'll stop the clock at Thursday at 2 p.m. This would suggest it being just off the North Carolina coast with winds of 140 miles per hour. It moves rather quickly up until it gets to our coast and makes landfall, then it just stops. We'll see from Friday to Saturday, not much in terms of it moving. It will significantly weaken, that's for sure. But there are signs that if it just hangs over us, that's going to lead to a very messy situation in terms of flooding. Catastrophic flooding could be possible with this if it pans out like that. Computer models, pretty good agreement the next few days. It's going to be moving towards the Carolina coast. But as we go into Thursday and Friday, notice the spread. I mean, pretty much everybody's at game of seeing a landfalling hurricane from the tip of the Outer Banks, the northern tip of the Outer Banks, going down the Crystal Coast and then down to the Cape Fear region. So there still is a pretty good spread in the models when it comes to making landfall. That's what we're going to have to be watching, because every mile is seriously going to count with this, because it will make the difference whether or not we see the brunt of it or maybe it not being as bad. So looking at the European and American model, these are kind of the most reliable models that we like to look at. European being in red, the yellow being the GFS. Notice that as we go into Thursday at 2:30, this would suggest a hurricane being off our coast and making landfall here in the next few hours. Now the GFS has it further offshore and a little bit further to the north. As we play this out and through the weekend, the GFS keeps it offshore, not even making landfall yet, and just spinning out there and pushing a bunch of wind and rain onto the North Carolina coast. The European models has it fizzling out, but producing quite a bit of rain over the weekend. But obviously, the GFS makes a landfall into Wilmington, then shoots up to the north. I mean, this would mean days of rain around here until early next week. Now, if we look at the Pinpoint Futurecast model, we'll be quiet through here. We'll play it out tonight, maybe a couple showers as we go into the afternoon tomorrow. Same case for Wednesday. It's going to be quiet as you kind of get prepared, get everything ready for you and your family for this potentially to happen as we take this out to Thursday morning. Weather going downhill, seeing the rain bands start to move in, the winds increasing, and it not looking good by Thursday afternoon, overnight, and having a landfalling hurricane. Now, as we look at the storm impacts, wind at an extreme level, potentially tropical storm to hurricane force winds, storm surge being significantly high, potentially catastrophic high storm surge, marine impacts, dangerous, rip currents, high surf. You don't want to be at the beach. Rain at a very high level, so flooding of huge concern, and then even a tornado risk at a moderate level. As we look at the wind probability of tropical storm force winds, so that's 39 miles per hour or greater. At this moment, it's almost a guarantee. Now, as we look at the hurricane force winds, it's a little bit lower in the percentage, but this is as of right now. This is likely going to be going up, and the time frame is Thursday into Friday. Significant wave heights, we're going to see them go up as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This model would suggest it lingering around through the weekend as well. So it doesn't look like it's going to be, it hits us on Thursday into Friday and moves out of here. It's just going to be on here through the weekend. Forecast rainfall totals. If there's a little shift in the track to the north, this would mean the bullseye would go a little to the north. So that's also why I say every mile is going to count, because a little shift is going to make the world a difference. As of right now, 7 to 15 inches of rain. And then if we look at it a little bit more of a localized level, just as the European model would suggest, 8, 9, 10 inches of rain, and that could even be on the conservative side of this. So this would spell very, very bad news with hurricane force winds. Trees would be down, power outages for days. I mean, wouldn't even be out of the question for it to be over a week. All right, let me answer some of these questions while I am kind of stop for a second and let me catch up on some of these questions. Hello, everyone. Do I think there's going to be a mandatory evacuation in Wilmington? Right now, there's a voluntary evacuation. There's some beach towns, Southport, Carolina Beach, already issuing mandatory evacuations, which they can't kick you out of your house, but it's so important to adhere of these warnings and evacuations. Take it seriously. There's a lot that goes into these towns making that decision, and they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't serious. Do not think that, oh, hey, I've been through a hurricane before, no big deal. This one would be different than all the rest. Likely you have not seen a hurricane like this in your lifetime. The last time we would have seen a hurricane this strong would have been Hazel in the 50s. So, again, a little shift in the track to the north would mean Wilmington and the Cape Fear region maybe not seeing as much, but as of right now, you want to take this very seriously. And even if you go to Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, they're still going to see a significant amount of rain. So if you know someone in western North Carolina and you want to go out there, that wouldn't be a bad idea, or maybe somewhere down towards, Georgia or Florida, anywhere out of here would be a good thing to do if you can. Let's see. Make sure I got this. The Pinpoint Futurecast was using the European model on that one. All right, let's go back to the weather graphics. If you have any questions, again, just comment below and I'd be happy to answer them for you. So just kind of an overview, the potential continues for a landfalling major hurricane, and this would be potentially dangerous and life-threatening. And everyone should really take this seriously and continue to prepare. I know the stores are already seeing a huge flow in people of trying to get water and food, flashlights, batteries, blow-up mattresses. I mean, all of that stuff that people are trying to get and are kind of limited supply. I know they're getting, all those grocery stores and Costco, Sam's, Walmart are getting tons of shipment ends, but it's like as soon as they put it on the shelf, people buy it up. So it's good that people are taking this seriously and being prepared as they should. We always say that we hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. And this is one of those that, I don't want it to happen. None of us want it to happen, and we hope it doesn't, but I want everybody to be ready, and please take all the evacuations, the warning, the watches seriously. I'm sure we'll be getting the watches and warnings here in the next 48 hours or so, and we'll be keeping you updated. Seriously, you don't feel like, I've got to be, on your phone 24/7. We'll give you alerts. If you go to our Storm Track 3 weather app, download it for Android and Apple devices. It's free. We'll send you out the notifications so you don't have to go around digging for the information. We'll get it to you, and we're going to be doing updates in the mornings, the afternoons, the evenings. So you won't have to do the work. You just need to do your part to get you and your family ready and safe. We'll send you the alerts and kind of guide you and let you know what's going on. Let's see. The contour of the ground. So we'll actually be getting a graphic in from the National Hurricane Center that is a little bit of a normal or something that's new to some of our tools is a potential storm surge map. So we would be able to see on a ground level what areas would be completely flooded if we saw a certain level of storm surge. So that's something that we'll be sharing with you as soon as we get that in. And it's, I think it came out last season, but we haven't had to use it. So I'm excited to share that with you, and it kind of puts it in perspective, what areas would see significant storm surge and kind of put in perspective whether or not you should truly leave. But again, if there's any evacuations, mandatory evacuations in place for your city or town, please take that seriously. I'm not joking. I really wish I was. I wish I was going to say, oh, hey, by the way, this is going to the north and staying offshore, and we're not going to have to worry about this. But it's growing more and more likely that this could be a historic storm for us. And I'm not trying to scare you. I just want to make sure you and your family are ready for this. So we'll just take one last look at the track for you. Again, we'll get an update at 11 o'clock. So it's 8:23 right now. So in just a little bit, we'll get an updated track and numbers of, how fast it's moving and the winds and whatnot. But again, it's supposed to strengthen to winds of 155 miles per hour, and that would be just below the threshold for a Cat 5, and it looks like it's going to maintain that strength all the way up to landfall. But again, the cone of uncertainty, so if you live from Myrtle Beach area up towards the Outer Banks and even maybe to Virginia Beach, you want to be paying attention to this. So even if you're not in the Wilmington area and you have friends up to the north and to the south of the area, please share this with them so they have the information as well. Up to New Bern, please take this just as seriously, because if this were to shift just a little bit to the north, 100 miles to the north, you guys would be at direct impact of this. So please, again, take this seriously. Listen, if you're not in this area and you're up towards the New Bern, Greenville market, listen to the local meteorologists. They are the ones who are getting that accurate information for you. Don't believe everything that you read on social media and Facebook and Twitter, because there's a lot of junk that goes around. So your local meteorologists are really going to be able to give you that accurate information that you need to stay safe. So again, that's super important. If there's any other questions, I'll give you just a minute to let you guys chime in below. Is there any chance that Florence could turn and hit Florida? No, it is very, very unlikely. I don't see that being the case whatsoever. So if you're in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, the Mid-Atlantic states, you definitely need to be watching Florence very closely into the next few days, because your window to get ready is going to be winding down here. You've got about 48 hours to do so, and then things will be rocking and rolling around here Thursday into Friday. Alrighty. Any other questions? And again, you know, this is live right now, but if you want to leave a question below, I'd be happy to answer it and get back to you. You can always personal message me as well on my meteorologist Helen Holt page. So that's something that you can do as well. Someone said, what is steering the storm? I can show you a little bit about what's going into play right here very quickly. So let me draw this out for you. Well, sorry, I'm trying to draw this out. So we have an area of high pressure that's offshore. This is the subtropical ridge. This is what's steering it towards the coast. What's keeping it towards the coast and kind of blocking it from just speeding off away is another area of high pressure that's over here. So as this moves, this is going to continue to be on this path. But as this area of high pressure strengthens, it's going to keep it from moving. So that's why even some of the models suggest it doing a circle, is because it's not going to have anything to steer it right away. Now, if this was, say, this was a cold front right here that could pick it up and push it away, that would have been amazing to have, but that's not going to be the case. So we're looking at two different elements here that are really what is the reason behind this being such a unique storm that we haven't seen before. All right. Nope, not coming into Miami. Charleston, okay. If you're in Charleston, I would definitely still be watching this forecast very closely, because there is a little shift down to the south could mean more for Charleston. All right, everyone, if you have any questions, you can leave them below, or again, message me. My last thing to say is that please, if your town or city that you live in has issued an evacuation, listen to them, please. Stay tuned the next couple of days. We'll keep you updated. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Take care, everyone. Be safe.